Peace, peace, peace. Ucha, ucha. Salutations to the family. What's going on with y'all? Let me connect with a couple people. Peace to everybody on the Facebook. Peace to everybody on the YouTube. Peace to everybody on the Spotify, on iHeartRadio, on Tidal, anything moving on TikTok. Peace to everybody that supports this. Peace to everybody on the gram. Peace to everybody that supports the movement. I'm checking in right now. It's 11:12. You already know. Peace to the people. If you in here, can I get a share? State your name. Put it in the comment section if you relevant. If you relevant, put it in the comment section. Can I get a share? Let's do this. Peace to everybody that supports the movement. All right? We are living literally in a simulation of a program. What we call the Matrix. Yeah. It's like a womb. It's literally like a womb that we're living in. So what impregnates the womb? Thought impregnates the womb, of course. Let me do this. Let me connect with a couple people that want to come in the building. Like I said, can I get a share? Can I get like 10 shares? Can I get like 10 shares? Peace to everybody that supports the movement, that really has a positive vibe right now. Alright? Peace to you. So I'm going to do, it is 11:13 right now. It is a 131 moment. We keeping it 311. We keeping it 311 on here. Shout out to you if you are tapping into the frequency. I'm going to talk about these numbers. Everything that flows between 1 and 31. Alright? Everything that flows between the 1 and the 14. Everything that just flows between the 1 and the 9. Either way about it, your birthday, your log date is connected with that. So, I'm gonna do a little bit more shares, a little bit more invites. Get yourself situated, get yourself comfortable, and let's begin. Alrighty. Shout out to Sister Nina. Shout out to Sister Brandy. Shout out to Sister Jamila. Hey, there she go. Shout out to Sister Verdi. There she goes. Shout out to Sister Precious. What up, James Duffy? He is the #1 contestant, always in here for every live feed. Shout out to the brother James Duffy. Shout out to Sister Chocolate. Where's my nephew Marlon at? You already know. We are connecting. Thank you for the share, Sister Brandy. Anybody else not stingy, let me know. Share the video. Share the video. Share the video. Ucha. Ucha. You already know. Salutations. Salutations to the family. Shout out to the Purple Heart Soldiers. Peace to everybody. Peace to everybody putting up their purple hearts. You already know what it's about. Peace to everybody putting up their purple hearts. Alright? I love y'all. You already know we bleed purple, we royalty. We royalty. So, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. It is 11:15. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Let's go. Let's go. Bap, 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 bap. You can't say I ain't trying to invite you. Alrighty. I love you. Shout out to Sister Brandy. Peace to everybody. Shout out to Sister Tamisha. You already know me. I love everybody. Alright, so since y'all coming in, can I get a share? And I'm going to cut this music down, and I'm going to flow with what I got to say. All right. So first thing is first 747. If you don't know what 747 means, 747 means God is good. All right. I don't know what force you believe in. You can call it whatever name you affectionately connect with, but more or less we connect with the number, which is the number 1. All right, number 1. Okay. So or it can be number 0. I don't know how you. It's just the first principle. Everything is united. Okay. So thank you for everybody that's putting up the turtle totem. You already know the turtle is actually affectionately connected with our tribe, all right, which is the ambassador of peace. That's what the turtle is, the ambassador of peace. So everybody should have their turtle. Everybody should have a form of a turtle, all right? So now I'm going to tell y'all something about totems. One thing about totems. You know, totems help you more or less harness the power of the universe. All right? We always wonder different ways to tap into the universe, and not being superstitious about anything, but more or less the universe has more or less solidified its energy in certain creatures or certain things, the universe. So one of them so happens to be the turtle. If you in here, can I get a share? Shout out to everybody that's coming in. I got y'all. So, if you know anything about the spiritual realm, the turtle is the ambassador between you and the spiritual realm. All right? So, on this realm, it plays the same role. Okay? It's connected with the 13. Now, the 13 is the letter M, also the number 31, also the letter B, representing birth, and also mother, the letter M, representing master or Messiah, or it represents Moses or Muhammad, or it represents the mountains. All right? The mountains, which one goes to for higher thought. So that's why the turtle was the symbol of the ambassador, more or less to tap into a higher realm of thought. Okay? So hopefully y'all with me on here and y'all got that. All right, so the next thing is, you know, our totem so happens to be the owl. Now, if you see behind me is an image of the Messiah. All right? And at the top of the image, you see the owl, which is the letter M. Now, the letter M comes from the owl, which is a hieroglyphic symbol, but also it's just symbolic of a higher realm of thought, because mum is a vibration, meaning secrecy. Mum, because mum was the word. All right? It represented secrecy, the M. It also represents mother, as in being the hidden principle, because the woman creates in darkness, because she was the first Messiah. She was the first master. She was the first master that we learned from, which was the mother. So that's why you see this M at the top of the image of the body of the Messiah. Now, if you don't know, if you're not familiar with the body of the Messiah, everybody here is located right here on this body. No matter what your birthday is, you're located between 1 and 31. 1 and 31. That is the age of majority. That's when you come at the age of majority, between 1 and 31. Now, 31 is the symbol of the Alpha and Omega. All right, so now I can say Alpha and Omega, but I'd rather not say Alpha and Omega, because you might think it's the end of something. Like, Lamel, it's the ending of something. No, it is the beginning of something. It is the delta. So that's why we like to utilize the 1 and the 4, as opposed to utilizing the 1 and the 9. All right, because sometimes people think that it ends, and it doesn't end with the 1 and the 9. Because if you think about 9, it locks in every number that proceeds after it. It locks in that number. All right, so now you learning something now about principle alone. So now the principle alone is alpha and delta. So the alpha and the delta is the 1 and the 4, which is the quaternary sequence of reality. Meaning like this. You got man, woman, and child, which is the 3. And then you got the higher power, the higher The higher force, that's the 4. That's the higher plane of thought. So now you meet that higher force where? On the 4, which is the heart center. That's where you meet the higher force. Now the higher force was guarded by who? Osiris. Now Osiris was also Osir or El Azar, or also Lazarus. They're the same principle. Osiris and Lazarus, they're the same principle or the same being. All right. So now you might say, how is that, Lamel? Because more or less we're talking about biblical chronology, and we're talking about Egyptian chronology, and we're talking about the pyramid text, and we might be talking about other things in reference to this. No, essentially what I'm talking about is this. Every story comes from the stars. Every story that you ever imagine it to be, every god, everything, it comes from the stars. It is a celestial conversation. I told people that before. I said it is a celestial conversation. You already know. 1221 means I love you, you love me, and me is we. You already know what 1221 means. All right. So that is another thing of a symbol of the 144,000. Revelations chapter 12 verse 1, or Revelations chapter 21 verse 1. All right. Another symbol of the Messiah. All right. But going back to what I was saying, how everybody is connected with this sequence of the body of the Messiah, and how it connects up with Lazarus, and how Lazarus and Osiris, and how all of this is really a celestial conversation. Because if you think about it like this, look, the Halley's Comet, all right, I'm gonna just talk about Halley's Comet right now. Halley's Comet has been here for, they say, about 200,000 years. If you think about Halley's Comet being here for roughly about 200,000 years, circling, coming back every 76 years. Halley's Comet. Now, one thing, if you study Halley's Comet, you'll know is this. It's meteorite showers that come from the tail of Halley's Comet, and they come from where? Where did they rain down at? They rain down in Gemini and Orion. So you say, well, that's deep, Lamel, because that's associated with Osiris, because Orion is associated with Osiris, and Gemini is associated with Osiris and Set, as in being brothers. Got you. Correct. Because it is a celestial conversation. You can say, man, it goes back to Egypt. It goes further back than Egypt. It goes back to the primes. Like how I told people over and over again, it goes back to the primes, which comes from the stars. Now, men and women lie, but numbers don't lie. Peep game on this. You'll notice that the meteorite showers that come from Orion and also come from the Gemini star constellation, they come when? In December. Now this year they come in December when? Around December 13th and 14th. You say, well, dag, Lamel, those are the numbers that are associated with the codex. 13 and 14. You right. They're associated with the codex. And the number 12 is associated with the codex. And then if you think about the other meteorite showers that happen from Halley's Comet, happen in October. So you say, well, really? Dag, that's like hitting the number 10 again. Okay, and then you look at it like this. More or less, it's all connected with how the meteorite showers is connected with Osiris being broken up into pieces. Now you might say, why is that, Lamel? Because if you think about it, we are literally stardust. Iron comes from a lot of comets. It comes from a lot of stars. Halley's Comet is mostly composed of ice, but literally we gravitate to the stars because we have iron inside of us, and through the hemoglobin, which condenses with the with your blood and actually connects up with oxygen. You say, really? Dag, Lamel, that sounds like the Bible when it said iron sharpeneth iron. Yeah, because the center of hemoglobin is really in your heart, so you create a dwarf star within your heart with iron alone, just breathing oxygen every day or every moment. Right there, you actually creating a dwarf star. And if you chant, you actually become heavier or lighter. And you might say, how do I become heavier or lighter, Lamel? Because energy actually weighs something. So when you chant or create or vibrate or do certain things like that in a certain repetitive motion where you start to generate heat or start to generate light, guess what? You start to generate weight. So not only you become lighter, you become heavier. It's heavy on your mind. The things that you go through, the things that you learn, the things that you experience. So now what I'm telling you is this. The meteorite shower is connected with that. The meteorite shower that happens in October and the meteorite shower that happens in December is connected with Osiris. And that's where they got the story of Osiris from. Because if you think about it, you might say, really? Because if you say the story of Osiris, you go to the pyramid text or the coffin text and they talking about the story of Osiris. Listen, they talking about how Osiris got cut up at more or less a banquet or a dinner or a feast. Now you say, really? That sounds like what happens in October, November, and December. Correct. That's the time of harvest. That's the time the northern hemisphere is at the point of harvest. That is correct. So at that point, December, at that point, the northern hemisphere, December, October, yeah, you got Halloween. Like I told y'all before, Halloween is associated with Osiris because you got from green to orange. Now you got the orange color associated with Halloween because Osiris turns to orange to his brother Set. He turns to his brother Set. All right? And the pieces of Osiris is being chopped up. It's like vegetation being chopped up at a dinner, at a family dinner. So it's nothing but a celestial conversation back again, going back to the stars, like I told y'all. Now, if you never heard of this before, only thing you got to do is this. Only thing you got to do is say, yo, let me go check out Halley's Comet and what this is about. And what you'll realize is this. Now, water comes from Halley's Comet. You say, really? Water comes from Halley's Comet? Yes. Water is coming from Halley's Comet. It drops down from Halley's Comet. So as water is dropping down from Halley's Comet, I wanna ask y'all what happens to water when it comes into this atmosphere. If you think about asteroids and different pieces of Halley's Comet, parts of it iron and a lot of it water. So what type of breath is coming from Halley's Comet? Imagine that. Imagine the designated breath that's coming from Halley's Comet when water transfers into oxygen. When water actually burns and then it turns into oxygen, and then you breathe that air that came from somewhere, that took 76 years in transition to come back to you, but has been going for over 200,000 years. And what type of journey and what type of breath that you'll receive, because breath is actually intelligence. When you breathe, you actually breathe intelligence. Think about it. If you stop breathing, what's going to happen? You stop living. So when you breathe, you download in something. You download in life itself. So now what y'all realize is that was connected with more or less a higher plane of thought. Now it's people that came out with different things. Like it's an artist. His name is I think his name is I got a note of what's his name. I'm gonna tell y'all what his name, and it blew my mind. His name is Giotto. His name is Giotto something. All right, Bonte or something. I forget his name, his last name. But if you look up Giotto and you look up the adoration of the Magi, and this will blow your mind. You can go look this up, Encyclopedia Britannica. You can look this up anywhere you want. Google it. I would rather not you Wikipedia it, but I would rather you just go look this up and look at Giotto. He actually got a drawing called The Adoration of the Magi. Now, I told y'all this for over 3 years without even looking this up. I saw this, but an innate ability drew me to this artist. And now you wonder, why did he draw the adoration of the Magi? Why? Because look at this. He observed Halley's Comet in what year? In 1301. Booyah. And guess what he does? If you look at his depiction of the Messiah, guess what he depicts in the sky? Halley's Comet. Now, he said that that was the star that the wise men followed. Booyah. In 1301. Now, you can go into Luke chapter 1, verse 31, and it becomes another 131 moment. It becomes another 131 moment on here. All right? Now, I'm going to show y'all why he followed Halley's Comet and why it's also connected with the North Star or the Northern Polarity or 131. I don't know if I showed y'all this, but I'm going to show you it again. Look at this. Now, you take 1. I don't know how y'all look at 1, but I'm going to look at it like this. I'm going to take 1. Right? Hopefully you saw that 1. Right? That's a 1. Now I'm going to take 3. Hopefully you saw that. That's a 1. 3. Okay. Now, I did another 1. Oh, that's another 1. Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing I just did. And then I'm going to do a 3, right? That's a 3. And then I'm going to do 1. And then I'm going to do 3. I did the same thing, right? 1, 3, 1. I'm just going 1, 3, 1. And then I'm doing it again. What image do I come up with after I finish this sigil? After I finish this sigil, what image do I come up with, y'all? The 8-pointed star, which is the North Star. This is the North Star. And you might say, Lamel, why is this the North Star? Why is the 8-pointed star considered to be the North Star? And why did you connect this with 131? Why did you do? I just draw 131. That's the only thing I draw. Can I get a share? For anybody that's stingy on here, can I please get a share? Real talk. Real information. You might say, well, what's the source? I'm the source right now. The source is the water. Look up at the sky. Look up at the sky. Now you might say, really, that's 131? That's the star that the wise men follow? Yes, of course it's the star that the wise men follow. The 131, the 8-pointed star. And guess what this connected to? Cassiopeia. Now, Cassiopeia is not really Cassiopeia. You know, I don't believe in calling her Cassiopeia. It's called Lamel, which is the female Messiah. The female Messiah, Lamel. Let me spell it for y'all. Let me spell it for y'all in the codex. It is Lamel. L-E-M-A-L. It is a palindrome. It flows frontwards and backwards. Lamel and Lamel. That is the female version of a Messiah called a Lamel. All right? Thank you for the share. But that's why this flows frontwards and backwards. It's a palindrome. But it represents Cassiopeia. Now, if you was a slave or what you call someone that was in an indentured servitude back in the day, you followed the North Star for freedom. Am I right or wrong? So for all y'all that feel like you in slavery or in indentured servitude, I'm going to bring y'all to a higher polarity of thought right now. And you're going to follow the North Pole once again. Once again, you're going to follow the North Pole. And I'm serious on here. I'm serious. You following the North Pole. Why is that? Because that's the higher polarity. You operating or navigating from the center. Period. You operating or navigating from the center. All right? So now, listen. I'm giving you the higher realm of thought, which is Cassiopeia. No, it's Lamel. Now, Lamel follow the North Star. Lamel. All my Lamels, all my Lemas in here follow the North Star. All my Limas in here follow the North Star, the higher conscious of yourself. Something's calling you for something. And all I'm doing is playing with numbers. All I'm doing is playing with numbers on a moon day. Yeah, today is the moon day. Listen. Here we go. Now, you say, really? That's the 8-pointed star, Lamel? That's the 8-pointed star. Oh, man. Now, one thing, if you notice, and I'm going to put the dot in the middle, and this is Gary, blow your mind. This Gary, blow your mind. This Gary, go back to the codex. My question is this. What is this symbol in the codex that's in the center of this? It's the letter W, right? It's the letter W or what? Now, divine revelation. Divine revelation. You say, really? Yeah, it's the letter W. And what does the letter W stands for? It's the 23rd letter of the alphabet. Right? Is that not the letter W in the codex? Do I have to go show y'all it on the body of the Messiah? Yeah. 23 represents the woman. Wisdom. Wise words spoken, experience from situations and events lived. Wisdom. But we're going to go harder on this. All right? And then 23 equals the 5. And you know the woman is the 5, representing the V or the 5 points. Oh, I'm playing with numbers, right? Yeah, I'm playing with numbers. Once again, can I get a share? Can I get a share? For anybody that supports, can I get 10 shares? Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. Listen, this is something that I'm telling y'all how I'm moving is from the body of the Messiah. From the body of the Messiah. Everybody here is a part of the body of the Messiah. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. We are in the age of what we call information. I don't know where you at, homie. But you got to get information. We are in God's army. Whatever God you worship, get down or lay down. Now let's go. Now what you see right here is Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia goes around the North Star. It goes around the North Star. Now if you don't believe me, go look up at the sky. You don't even have to Google it. Just go look up at the sky. You say, really? That's the same thing I tell y'all asses when y'all ask me. When I ask y'all, what's your zodiac sign? When I ask you your zodiac sign, I don't ask you your zodiac sign for you to tell me. I want you to tell me what longitude, latitude, degree you at so you know where your zodiac sign is in the stars. For real, I'm dead serious. I want you to look up at the stars and know where your damn zodiac sign is. Don't go to a damn newspaper and say, there I go. There I go, Lamel. No. Do it like how you're supposed to do it. Or don't do it at all. Look up at the stars and say, there I go. And then you'll be able to tap into the energy. Now it's apps and shit for that nowadays. So you can really tap in. So it ain't no excuses. You should know where you at. Know where your star constellation at. And Jasmine will tell you, our president will tell you, I didn't show her different constellations where we were at the point of time. I showed her, said, man, look, I said Aquarius is right here. Uranus is right here. Neptune is right here. Pluto is right here. I was showing her everywhere where the planets were. She was like, they're not, I can't even see that. And I'm saying I can see it because I'm operating from the dot. I know where the zodiac belt is. I know where the whole freaking zodiac belt is around me. So I know how to tap into these energies because I just look at it. And that's where we got to get at. I don't want nobody tapping into the damn newspaper, acting like they tapping into something that is special. I want you to start looking up at the sky and feeling the moment. And say, Lamel, you know what? You right. But it's kind of cloudy out right now. Well, you probably got to go get a telescope. You probably ain't even invest in that. All right? We need to do that. Start getting the children looking up at the sky once again so we know where the stars are. I don't want nobody telling me where the newspaper is telling you. You know why? I'm going to tell you. Real talk. This is how I'm going to say it like this. Because they got satellites and different shit out there. And people saying, oh man, that's a planet. No, it's something interfering with a planet. And you say, really? Because you know what they know? You know what they really know? They know that the planets are celestial bodies, right? So if the planets are celestial bodies and your mind so happens to be a celestial body, what do? Trying to interfere with the damn planets so they can interfere with your damn mind, because that's the only way that they can program your mind, by interfering with them celestial bodies. So now that you know that you in rhythm with these celestial bodies, you paying attention to what's going on. You should know where you at in your destination of life. Period. And your destination of life doesn't deal with anybody else but yourself. Because guess what? You operate from the dot. That's why I showed y'all this as a symbol of the number 8. Because the number 8 is a sacred symbol. Because why? Yo, the number 8 is the damn hourglass. And some of y'all running out of time right now. It ain't no more nothing in that damn hourglass. It ain't nothing in there. Because that 8-pointed star right there, I don't know if I showed y'all that. Like, this is a sigil. This is a magical image. This 8-pointed star is really a magical image. More than y'all know. More than y'all know. It's like a magical image. You say, really? You want me to play a game? I'll play a real game with you with the number 8. Because I took y'all on a journey. I took all of y'all on a journey from the 1 to the 7, right? Remember I told y'all, listen. Just listen. For anybody picking a number. Got you. Got you. I took all y'all on a journey from 1 to 7. Now I'm going to take y'all to number 8. Guess what happens at the number 8? Guess what? I'm going to tell you what happens. You was at the number 7, right? You say, really? Yeah, I was at the number 7. I was at God, Lamel. What's the 7th letter of the alphabet, y'all? G. G for God. I was at the God, Lamel. I was talking to God. And then you went down on all 7. So when you went down on all 7, guess what happened? That was all 7. You got 2 feet, your knees, and then your hands touched, and then your head touched. And then if your elbows touched, you went down on all 9. So you say, Lamel, I happened to go down on all 9, but you went back to the 7 because you had to go take 2 steps backwards so you can take 1 step forward to the 10 command keys. And I got you right now. Listen. So now, as you go to the 7, you got up because you was waiting for God to talk to you. But you realized that it was only yourself talking to you. You said, dag, man, God sounds like me. Yeah, that little voice is like a real big voice in your head at the number 7. All right? Now you move to the number 8. I got you. You know why you moved to the number 8? Because the number 8 essentially represents, guess what? More than what you think. The number 8 represents your eyes. It represents your eyes. The number 8 is your eyes. That's your eyes. Because guess what? As you come up from prayer, it's only one place you can go after prayer. When you realize that you couldn't talk to God or God didn't answer you. You went to the mirror. And at the mirror, you came to the number 8 of initiation. This is your initiation into life, into reality. You came to the number 8. So guess what? The number 8 told you. You just looked in, and 8 is a trickery number because 8 is infinity. 8 is infinity. When you looking at 8, it's like, whoa. You looking back at yourself. You looking back at your ancestors. You looking back at your mom. You looking back at your dad. You looking back at your kids. You looking back in your future. You looking back at everything through your eyes. Yo, that's a dimension that you open up. But only problem is this. You had to go to the 7 first. A lot of y'all didn't go through the 7 so you can get to the 8. All right? Because this is designated through a right angle. All these are right angles that connect this image to create this. It first starts off from right angles, which is the first principle. is the first principle, connecting with that 7, that right angle. That's right and exact. That's when you on your square. That's when you on your square. So 8 connects up with that too. Because I'm going to tell you this, more or less. Because when you see this, it goes back to Cassiopeia as in being a female messiah. And some of y'all are learning now to be female messiahs. And this right here is the constellation to connect up with it. You know, they always turn y'all on to the zodiac, the 12 zodiac signs. But I'm going to turn you on to a galactical universe and the energies that come from the galactical universe. Excuse me. Look at this. This right here, if you ever wanted to find your way to the north, guess what you do? You look for Cassiopeia. You look for something in the sky that looks like this. I'm going to show y'all. If you was ever lost, all you have to do is this. Look for something in the sky that looks like this. Now, remember, I don't call it Cassiopeia, but y'all might call it Cassiopeia to look it up. But if any of y'all feel as though y'all want to find the north, I'm going to show y'all. Look, this is how you find the north. All right? This is how you find the north. If you look up in the sky, y'all, you're going to find 5 stars. A 5-star general that looks like this. If you look up in the sky to find your way to the north, to find your way home, all right? You're going to look at 5 stars that look like this. Now, the 5 stars look like a 3. Now look, listen. The 5 stars, my fault. That's not dark enough for y'all, but it is what it is. Listen. The 5 stars look like a 3. Now, they go around the North Star. It doesn't matter where the North Star is. This is the North Star. This is the North Star. It doesn't matter where the North Star is. These 5 stars, which is the female Messiah, goes around the North Star. It goes around it like this. Now, it can look like a M. It can look like a E. It looking like a M. It can look like a W. It can look like anything you want. A 3. It's all representing the female Messiah. That's why I told y'all that the 3 dots is also connected with the female Messiah also. All right? But that's what it does. Now, if you don't believe me, go look up the stars and go study the stars. You don't have to Google this. You're going to say, man, I'm going to just go study the stars for a moment. And if you decide to Google it, you can just go Google that too. And you'll find that these stars go around the northern polarity, which is your higher consciousness. Now, if you navigating from the dot, which is your center, you'll be able to know that the letter M, that's why I showed y'all another image of this, which is the 8-pointed star. The 8-pointed star. The 8 Lions Avenue. The 8 Lions Avenue. And also, I showed y'all how this 8-pointed star is also literally associated with what the star the wise men follow. The star with the wise men follow. 131. Once again. So, you already know. I got so many numbers that I can bring to y'all, because one thing is, men and women lie, but numbers don't lie. Y'all know, y'all see numbers, reoccurring numbers over and over again in your life, and I know you saying to yourself, Lamel, I am not crazy. I just keep on seeing this number over and over again. Lamel, what does it mean? Am I right or am I wrong? You see a number, a reoccurring number in your life, and you say, wow, Lamel, I just see that number over and over. It just comes. No matter what, I'm doing something, it just pops up somewhere. And I'm going to tell you, that's the Messiah right there. Listen, 777 is a 131 number because all 7s are 1. All right? Listen, it's various different energies of 131. All right, it's various different energies of how these things connect up. I started talking to y'all about this because the number 13 is also connected with the number 14. Didn't I tell you that? Just like 131 is connected with 141 in sequence. Now you might say, well, why is that, Lamel? I'm going to tell you. Very easy. Very easy. 13 times 13, 169. 14 times 14, 196. And then you got 31 times 31 is 961. So now we playing with the numbers because that equals 7 in totality. All right. Those numbers are square box. All right. I want y'all to start playing the lottery if you play the lottery like this. If you want tips on how to win on the lottery, I'm going to give y'all real tips how to win the lottery. Easy. Now, it's certain people that I give tips to, like people that I gave tips to on the YouTube that hit. All right? I'm going to tell you, when you look at certain numbers, I want y'all to look at the number times itself. And then you say, well, damn, really? Yeah, that might be the number that come out wherever you at. Because you might be looking at it like, be looking at it like, let's say 11. You might see 11, right? But it's really 121 coming to you. It's really 121 coming to you. That's the number that's flowing with to you, because 11 square is 121. So I want y'all to think about it like that, more or less, when you think about these numbers and how they connect with you, because it's many numbers that connect with you, but they operate within the frequency of the square. Okay, now I'm going to start showing people this, and I'm going to start doing this for people in the future. I'm going to start giving y'all pass keys, or showing y'all different pass keys that you have to tap into a higher realm of reality. Now you might say, well, Lamel, what is this pass key all about? I don't know what it's all about. All right, everybody has literally a planet that they're associated with. But more or less, to balance your planet, to balance the energy of your planet, it's a certain image that balances your planet. Meaning that it's certain people that live on a flat earth, and it's certain people that live in on a planet that's literally a mainframe consciousness, which is beyond what you consider to be a sphere. All right, it's beyond a sphere. All right, it's beyond the flat earth. All right, the mainframe consciousness. So the mainframe consciousness, it moves like this. You seeing, like I said, you moving from the center. You moving from the center. So everything, it moves like the torus. That's why Taurus is so important. You say, really? Yeah, Lamel, I feel like I'm a Taurus right now, because I'm just learning what's going on, and I'm taking a journey from the places that you showing me. Yeah, you are a Taurus, because everybody is connected with that Taurus energy. Now you say, really? Yeah, the Taurus energy flows from your heart. It flows from your heart, and it looks literally like the horns of a bull, but it's not really the horns of a bull. It turns into, back again, the number 8. It actually looks like this, the number 8. All right. So if you look at your body, in your heart center, I'm gonna say this. And I'll show you pictures. I don't know if I showed y'all pictures. I can't even really draw like that. But I'm going to tell you, like literally from your heart center, I'm going to try to draw this a little bit. You got a Taurus energy that goes down. It goes up from your head and goes down. And it goes out 3 to 9 feet. It depends on different things that you wear. Now, certain people are attracted to crystals. I'm going to say this. You should be attracted to alloys if you want to increase your magnetic grid. If you want to increase your magnetic grid. Now, they're learning different ways to tap into your magnetic grid through 5G. All right, and other different types of Gs. They're finding out how to tap into this magnetic grid that stimulates from your heart center. All right, so now as it stimulates from your heart center, it goes boom. It goes out and it goes in. And like I said, that's how literally the universe flows. So that is the Taurus energy. Now you say, really? Taurus? Again, it is a celestial conversation, because Taurus, you might say, that's like some old Greek type of thing. No, Ta so happens to be Ptah. Ptah as in P-T-H-A. Ta. Now, I told y'all to replace P-T-H with T-H as in the, as in the definite article, as in T-H-A-H. The, as in Ptah not being Ptah no more. All right? Ptah actually being the, T-H-A-H, the, like the. Again, connecting with Thawalu. Thawalu. Walu. Thawalu. Alright? So you already know Wa connects with breath also. Also, Wa could be the ear. If you go in Hebrew, the Wa could be the ear, because if you see the image of Yahuwah, you'll see the Wa in the middle, and the Wa represents the ear, as in your heart has to be open and be connected like that. So it's the same thing. The Walu. And then in essence, if you think about Patah or Tha is also Tha-ros, because Ros is your head. Ros is your head, like a Rastafarian, like a Rastafarian, like a Rastafarian, like a Rastafarian, because Rosh represents your head. So it got Tha-ros or Ta-ros. So it's not Taurus, it's Tha-ros. Tha-ros, the same thing. The same thing. So that comes from your head. That comes from your head, from your heart center, which is Tha-ros. That looks like a Taurus. A Taurus. Now the Tha-ros actually implants Taweret, or who you call Thaweret, or Thawor, Ret. Alright, Thawor. So now Thaweret or Taweret is also connected with Thorsi. Remember that, because Thorsi is Corsi. Thorsi is Corsi. Now you might say, really? Because Thorsi was the seat or the apex where Allah's station, or what they consider Allah's throne, is. They either call it or Arish or Kursi. And I rather would say Allah's throne is a Kursi, because Kursi would change into Thorsi, like Thursday, as in representing Jupiter, because Jupiter is connected with Thorsi or Thursday, also connected with Thaweret, the same thing, connecting up as the apex of Tharus or Tha-ta-rus, the same thing, connecting up, because the word is implanting the belly or the apex. It's implanting that. It's implanting that position, as in being asphyxiated, implanting that. So now what you see is, again, it is a celestial conversation. And then people say this goes back to Egypt. It goes back to the primes. It goes simply back to the primes, because every element is made up by a number of prime sources, a number of prime numbers, whether it be neutral prime, lunar prime, solar prime, or vector prime. All of the stars, or everything in creation, is connected through the source of the primes. All right. So back again. Taurus impregnating Taweret, representing the hippopotamus, because a woman gives birth from the hips, as well as the man ejaculates from the hips. We both give birth from the hips, because we both are the center, the hippopotamus, the hips. We both are the center, as well as the hippopotamus is the center, as well as you give birth from the hips. The man and the female both give birth from the hips in some sort of way, when it comes to love making and when it comes to giving birth to children. All right, real talk. So now, I'm breaking all of this stuff down, because you know why I'm breaking this stuff down? Just from the head, without even showing y'all nothing, because I want y'all to just think about it. I want you to think about this stuff that I'm saying, and you say, man, it really starts to make sense to me. It really starts to make sense in some sort of way, all this stuff, because you damn right. It is a celestial conversation, and guess what? We are living in the mainframe consciousness. Now, they call this Ilion and Sijin. Literally, two hemispheres of your brain that you operating or navigating from. Ilion or Sijin. Which one do you want to tap into right now? The left hemisphere of the brain, either or you tapping into yourself. All right? So now, like I said, this goes back to Aquarius, and it goes back to Leo, because the Sphinx is watching what? Y'all wondering what the Sphinx is watching for? Because the Sphinx is composed of what? The paws of a lamb, The paws of a lamb, the face of a man, the body of a lion. And guess what? It used to have wings. So it sounds like we talking about the Messiah here. That's what the Sphinx is looking for. The rising sun. The rising sun. And you say, really? The S-O-N? Yeah, the Sisters of the North. Back again, talking about the North Star, the North Pole. Do I have to show you that image? The Sisters of the North as an acronym. You damn right, we talking English here. Because no matter how you try to trick us and switch the languages up and try to play with everything, you can't play with the numbers. Because I'll play with you. I'll play with you so much that you can't even do nothing about it. I'll play with you so much with these numbers that it'll shake your reality. When you say, really? Yeah. Because, you know what the thing about it is, going back to the Sisters of the North, as in being the sun that we follow, that the Sphinx is looking at, which is Revelation chapter 12, verse 1, representing the woman with the crown of the zodiac around her, the 12 stars, and she's sitting at the center, wearing all white as the sun in the center, shining like a diamond. The Sisters of the North, man. That was the Sister of the North that we follow. The sister connects up with Lazarus too, because that is the feminine principle, because Lazarus represents brotherhood. It represents friendship. That's what Lazarus represents. Just like Asar represents communion, brotherhood, friendship. The same thing. And then in the Quran, chapter 130, verse 1, you get El Asr, which is the squeezing of time. The squeezing of time. Squeezing, they say of time, they say Asr represents the squeezing. Now, I'm going to tell you what the squeezing is, because it's the orange. It's the color orange. But it's the squeezing of time. And those are the megabytes that are dropping from the sky right now that we partaking of. And that's the color that Osiris changes from green to orange. Yeah. And that's the squeezing. That's the squeezing of time. That's the squeezing of time. So now connecting that up with the woman as in being the Messiah, this is what y'all got to follow as female messiahs. Point blank. Point blank. That's the 8-pointed star, honey. That is the star that you need to follow right there. And guess what this represents? An open eye. You say, really, Lamel? If you ever see me draw something like this, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, and I'm gonna play some real games with the numbers. Look, if y'all ever see me draw a drawing like this, real talk, that represents somebody's eye wide open. If you ever see a square like that, that represents somebody's eye wide open. If you ever see a square like this, oh, it doesn't even, I made it so it doesn't even look, it's like a parallelogram. But I'm going to do it like this. If you ever see a square, that represents the eye is not open. The eye is open. A lot of y'all eyes are open. That's the 23. That's why the number 23 connects up, because it's the wisdom, experience from situations and events, experience from situations and events lived, and wise words spoken. Also it represents the wisdom. And then Proverbs chapter 9 tells you that wisdom has 7 pillars. Wisdom is guarded by 7 pillars. All right. So now that will connect you up also with the 7 days of the week, or the 7 principles that we all need to be on. All right. Real talk. So now, yeah, man, I got so much for y'all, man. The only thing I can say is stay with the codex, stay with the family, stay with this if you really want to learn, man. I've been holding back. You know why I've been holding back? Because I've been sharing old videos that I did, because I want to see if people pay attention to what I got to offer, man. I'm telling y'all, for what's going on right now, for really what's going on right now, you know, it is a new wave of consciousness. It is a new wave. And certain people are tapping into this. We have an event that's happening December 21st, 2019 of the Gregorian calendar. All right. Which is our Mother's Day. That is our Mother's Day December 21st, 2019. We are going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. If you want to get tickets to the event, get up with Sister Jasmine, which is our president. Sister Jasmine Thompson, she'll actually give you a ticket to the event. A free ticket at that. Okay? But only thing I can say is people are going to be baptized at the event. I'm going to reveal a book, which is going to be The Rise of Atlantis. I'm also going to reveal the other piece to this, because this is another image that flows between 1 and 99, or 1 and 32. All right, which is the 32 and the 33rd degree. I got to give y'all the 32nd and the 33rd degree, because I only gave y'all the 31st degree. Since I gave y'all the 31st degree, it's time to up y'all levels. It's time to move to the 32nd and the 33rd degree. Congratulations. Because somebody is going to hate on you. All right? Congratulations. All right? But, listen. We're going to the next level. We're moving from the 31 to the 32 and the 33. I will be doing readings after the discussion. All right? We moving on to the next level. Because I want everybody here to know how to galactically count to forever. Now you might say, for real? I'm going to show you an example of it. I'm going to show you an example of how to count in the codex. In the codex. For instance, let's say somebody give me a number and I'm going to do a reading on it. I need the first 3 people that give me a number between 1, excuse me. Give me a number between 1 and 10,000. If you want to do it like that, give me a number between 1 and 10,000. The first 3 people, and then I'll do a reading on that number. How about that? And I'll show you something. I'm going to show y'all something. Pick a number between 1 and 10,000. Let's go. All right. Somebody pick 144, a good number. All right. We got first 3 people. That was hot. I got y'all. Carrie picked a good number. I like that. She picked 74,000. 7,400. All right. I'm going to show y'all something. And I'm going to do readings on y'all numbers that y'all picked. All right. This is how I do it, utilizing the body of the Messiah. Okay, so the first person that picked 144, right? That number is really 12. All right, that deals with sharing. That deals with also, it would deal with more or less, you don't want to share, but it's time to share. And if you say, man, I already shared, the universe is telling you to share more. That number is really 12. That number you picked, which is 144. All right. Hopefully you got that. Yeah, hopefully you got that. Let me show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all something. But 144 would be it would be like this. 44 is actually like this. And then 100 goes like that. That's what the number would look like. That's 144. Okay. Now 55 would be basically like this. But 55, you actually pick the number. You actually pick the number 25. For the person, Sister Verdi, you pick 55. Your number is 25. It represents you got to deal with your intuition. Whatever your gut feeling is telling you, the universe is telling you to move with your gut feeling. But you got to write down some things, but move with your gut feeling. If you want to read something, go into Quran chapter 25, which is called Furqan. And that guards the left hip of the Messiah, which deals with a male principle, the number 25. It deals with a male principle. The number 25, it deals with the it deals with the sexual anatomy of a man, but then as far as the 55, because it's really 25, but it's the left hip of the body of the Messiah. I want you to know that. Okay? So, but the universe is telling you to move from whatever your gut feeling is telling you to do. All right? And that might be good or bad. However some people take it, is however they take it. This pick more or less 7 things that you can do from your heart. 7 things from you can do from your heart. Just pick them randomly from your heart that you can do and move forward with that. All right, and you'll come with that. All right, so let me do another person, which is Dominican Queen. Shout out to Dominican Queen. Okay, let me see the number that you picked, Dominican Queen. You picked 444, which is actually 131. All right, 444 because all fours are 1. So that's a 131 number. That means you would consider it to be 3, but it's not 3. All right, what I want you to look at this is Dominican Queen is this image right here. This is your image. Okay. This is your image that you pick. All right. This is a magical image over your situation. This image that I'm showing you right here is a magical image over your situation. Now you might say, really, Lamel? How can this little thing, this little image, be a magical Dominican Queen? I don't know if you still on here. Hopefully you still on here, Dominican Queen. I got you. This image right here, which is a triangle inside of a square, is actually a magical image for you. I want you to focus on that, and I want you to focus on success. All right? I want you to focus on success in your situation. Okay? Now you might say, well, how can this guard my life, Lamel, in some sort of way? How can it break the spell or the chain of a certain reality if I concentrate, if I focus on this image, Lamel? And this is just sacred geometry right here. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you pick 444, which is actually 131, because all fours are 1, but it's really the number 12. You really pick the number 12 because it's 3 times 4. It's 3 times 4. All right, which actually goes back to 3. Now I told you more or less those numbers are 131. All fours are 131. So that's man, woman, and child. But I put this inside of an image of the 4, or the image of the square. All right, I put this in the image of the square, which is the 4s that you picked. And that's why I gave you the magic over it, because the triangle represents your third eye. And that's the eye that you open right now within the square of your reality. All right? So you got that. All right? You got that. So, let me see. Who else picked the number? You said been seeing 11. You said 1 to 11. You actually been seeing 111, like 4 ones. You actually picked 141. All right. Her name is Sister Israel. You actually picked 141. Now, if you want to know what 141, shout out to Dominican Queen. Thank you for your energy. I'm gonna talk about Sister Yisrael. I don't know if you still in here, Sister Yisrael. Peace, Queen. If you still in here, let me know, Sister Yisrael, and I'll do a reading on your number. But anybody that sees 111, all right, Sister Yisrael, you in here. All right. If you want to know what 111 means, I want you to go to Revelations chapter 14, verse 1. All right? Go to Revelations chapter 14. If you believe in the Bible, I don't know. But if you believe in the Bible, or if you trust in certain things like that, I deal with numbers when it comes to certain holy scriptures. And I connect the holy scriptures with numbers. And I'm able to connect everybody's religion, everybody's principle, in a sense of what's going on. Go to Revelation chapter 14, verse 1, because you picked the 141. And then I want you to also go to John chapter 1, verse 41. All right? Those are the 2 verses that you're going to that's going to connect with your 111. All right? With your 1111. All right? That's what the energy of the universe is telling you to move towards. All right? That's what the energy is telling you to move towards. Okay? All right? So, come on. You pull those verses out, let me know. If you got a Bible next to you, I don't know if you do that. But if you do it, check out those verses. Revelations chapter 14, verse 1. John chapter 1, verse 41. And also you can go to 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. And that will connect up with what the universe is telling you. Because you picked a 141. Yeah. That's a 141 moment for you. Now, those represent those. Now, you can go look it up for yourself, and more or less, I'm gonna tell you what it means. All right? You said I got them now. I'm looking them up now. That's what I'm talking about. You making a connection. That's making a connection with the numbers. That's the real connection with the numbers. This is what the universe is telling you. When you read those scriptures, now you're gonna say, okay, I get what the universe is telling me. Because you met the Messiah who's interpreted as the Christ. Yeah, at John 1:41, yeah, you met the Messiah who's interpreted as Christ. Because we don't say Christ. Because Christ is Hellenism, Christos. We don't deal with Christos or Hellenism. We don't deal with that. We deal with the Mashiach. But more or less, they mean totally two different things. Christos and Messiah mean totally different, two different things. So, yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. So, since they mean totally different, two different things, I want you to know what time it is in this day and time. I want you to know the letter Messiah, it connects up with the letter M. The letter M, the 13th principle. The 13th principle. That's why I don't want you to change it to Christos. But if you change it to Christos, you're going to change it back to the letter B, which is, or you want to change it to a C or a 3. All right. And C is the third letter of the alphabet. You want to change it to a 3. All right. Which is the letter C. If you did 3. All right. For it's the letter M, as in representing Messiah. See, I want you to look at things. See, my point is this, Sister Yisrael, is this, that you got to look at things from the center. You know, the Most High God, the Messiah sent them out with no scripture, no nothing. In any age, the Messiah sent them out like that. All the Messiahs. You have to operate from an innate ability from your heart. You have to know these things from your heart. And guess what? The only thing God has given you, if you don't have scriptures, is numbers and letters. Numbers and letters. Numbers and letters. That's the only thing you got, which is your breadcrumb to get you back to the fold of God. Because you think about it, the numbers are on your hand. The numbers are on your hand. They're on your feet. I explain it to people so much when I say, God, look, where 2 or 3 gather, there would God be, right? That's where the power of the universe would be. Okay? Where 2 or 3 gather, that's where the power of the universe would be. But I'm going to tell you like this. Listen, I operate completely from the heart. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, where 2 or more gather, if Sister Yisrael, if I ever gave you something, I'm going to give you something right here. I'm going to give you 20/20 vision, like I tell everybody. You got 10 fingers and 10 toes. That means you got 20. These are the numbers that God gave you. And I got 10 fingers and 10 toes. That means together we got 20/20 vision if we seeing clearly on one accord. If we seeing clearly on one accord, we got 20/20 vision. Because what the universe it gave us is 20. It's 20. For us to deal with the 20. All right? Together. So we can deal with the 20 together. So we can have clarity together. Excuse me. All right. So yeah, I want you to see it like that. And then you look at the when you look at the numbers, and then when you hug somebody, what's so deep is when you hug somebody, their heart becomes the other half of your heart. You be like, man, why didn't God put the heart on the other side of my body? Because the heart belongs to the person that you're supposed to love. The person that you can, come and connect with and hug, that is the person. That's where your other side of your heart. That is your hidden heart, because now y'all moving at the same beat or the rhythm of life, moving at the same drum. All right, and everybody has a drum in their culture. I want you to see it like that. Also, so yeah, that's why I took you to those things. I took you to those things because I want you to look at life like a journey. I want you to look at life as a navigational designation, and we moving towards happiness. We moving towards happiness, like life as a journey, and it has a designation, and we moving towards happiness. All right. You said, let me read your comment. That's why we say you broke my heart to the people. Yeah, I could say that. I could say that too. But we have to move from one heart, one rhythm. When we hold each other, when we hug each other, that's the missing heart that you need to beat with. That's the person that you need to connect with, and y'all moving at one rhythm. All right. So all these things are very important, y'all. All these things are very important. So with far as the people that gave the numbers, like I said, I did my best to give you clarity on what needs to happen. Yeah, you need to be hugged up with each other like you watching Love and Basketball or something, or doing whatever you're doing. I don't know, whatever you got going on with y'all. But y'all need to be really having shared passions. That's the best way for a relationship to be stronger too, is to share a passion with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to tell y'all that, that's also what this body of this Messiah is about too. If you look at the body of the Messiah, you wonder what's at the top. It's the 30 and the 31, which is the Lamel and the Lamel. This is at the top of the body of the Messiah, which becomes an owl, becomes two owls, right? So you say, really? Yeah, because the owl is the letter M, but that means the owl sees in 361 degrees. That means as you have a mate and y'all both the head, and y'all control the body. Y'all control the body here. The female and the male Messiah are at the top of this image, and they control the body. Think about it like that. So let's say if you got a relationship with somebody, let's say this. You say, babe, look, I'm going to drive and you navigate. All right? So we can get to the destination of happiness, babe. Look, you drive or you drive and I navigate. So it won't be no confusion on what y'all got going on. All right? Because that's the way the universe designed things to be. All right? So so we can move in harmony like that. So we'll know that we need to be each other's eyes. We need to be each other's ears. We need to be each other's feeling. We need to be each other's like satellites, literally. We need to be that to each other in a relationship. And that comes right here, building as the body, excuse me, as the body of the Messiah. All right? Pardon me, y'all. Yeah, but that what builds the body of the Messiah, essentially. All right? So if there's any questions, let me know before I get off. Definitely, I did my best to give y'all something warm about this. Now, conclusion to this is this. I told y'all, I said, I brought y'all back to Osiris. I brought y'all back to Egypt. And then we can go back to Samaria. And I can show y'all various different places where Halley's Comet actually moved through. All right. Now, like I said, this comet has been coming, back and forth past our planet for over 200,000 years. So literally, it's many celestial conversations that relate or link to spirituality. And we have been connecting this for thousands of years. All right. How am I feeling? I'm going to tell you, I'm feeling pretty decent, but it's like I got kind of like allergies or whatever. And it's like bothering me. It's kind of stuffy in here. So it's kind of bothering me a little bit. Because they got the heat on blast and it's like dust in it. So it's really like kind of like stuffing up my nose. I'm just telling you, if you want to ask me how I feel. But otherwise than that, I feel good. I feel good. So they clean we gotta get the ventilation clean, I think. more or less. So I can have my nose to be clear, but I'm sensitive to that type of stuff. Shout out to the brother Michael Beijing. What up, King? I love you, man. Hopefully y'all still in here. What's up? Yeah, gotta go outside. I be traveling all the time. Yo, I love you, man. Be in Atlanta, man. We got an event happening in Atlanta, December 21st, yo. Be there in Atlanta. Now, it's at a sacred location. It's at somebody's, it's really at a house. I'm going to tell you, it's an Airbnb house that we rented. So it's a sacred location. I only want about 50 people to come. I don't want that many people to come. I'm only looking forward to 50 people coming. That's why I'm giving out free tickets. And I'm paying for it. Alright? That's on me. That day. So if you come out, you're going to be treated. Only thing I'm not going to pay for is essentially if you want to be baptized, you have to get certain things that's connected with that. You have to go get your clothes, man. You have to go get your all white. Alright? You have to get your all purple, man. You have to lace up if you really want to do this. You have to put on all purple, you need all white. If you want to get baptized. You want the fire baptism, you want the water baptism. Now, certain people are going to be utilizing their baptism paperwork for certain things. Alright? Certain people are going to be utilizing excuse me. Pardon me, thank you. Alhamdulillah. Look at this. Certain people are going to be utilizing their baptism paperwork for expunging debt, like Experian. They're going to come at Experian and Equifax and then certain debts that they have, because they're going to utilize baptism for that, because you can utilize your baptism paperwork to expunge all debt. All debt can be set off from a baptism. Alright? But a baptism essentially is a fidelity bond, and I need y'all to know how important that is. That's why you have to write a letter to Jasmine. Jasmine will give you an address where, listen, man. Listen, Jasmine will give y'all an address where to write to. Just write her a letter and say you coming. But it has to be a certified letter. And say you coming. And then for real, you can create a fidelity bond. You can create money from this. Y'all, I don't know, man. I'm putting y'all on the game. Like, if y'all want to know about real money is based upon your word. Like, fuck everything else that you talking about right now. Because cash ain't real money. That ain't real money. That's fake money. And you know, with inflation, they play a game with you. I'm going to tell you where real money lies at. It relies on your word, y'all. It relies on your word. And guess what? You utilize the mailing system to do it. You write a letter, certified letter. Also, you get that notarized by someone saying that was actually you writing that letter. And then what you utilize is that number, the certified number. Listen, I'm going to show you. You utilize the certified number for the receipt for when you mail it for a certified mail. All right, you utilize that number as your banking number for now on. It's a banking number, because listen, when Jasmine, which is our president of our movement, she receives the letter that you wrote to say I'm coming to Atlantis, she going to sign off of it. She going to sign her what's the name on it? Her signature. So therefore, you good money. That becomes a fidelity bond when you show up. And when you show up and commit yourself to that, because you got witnesses. Now I got a document that's drawn up, which is on an 8.5 by 14 chattel paper. Chattel. That means you own that, honey. I put it on a chattel paper. Guess what? I put Beijing Michael, brother Beijing Michael came through, or Sister Verdi lived up to her word and commenced baptism, blah, 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 right? And then you got two witnesses. Two witnesses, which are your sponsors, which are your trustees. Now what you created is the declaration of trust. The declaration of trust, which is this. All right? You expunge all debt. Everything that you ever been indebted for, you expunge it. Because if you go into Matthew chapter 3, verse 11, you already know we keeping it 131, we keeping it 311 on here. All right? Baptism is for the remission of all debts. Every single debt. God's law is higher than man's law. You think if God can forgive you of sin, which is and baptism is for the remission of sin, you don't think baptism can forgive you of any financial debt that you in? But you got to come with your heart, and that's what I got to let y'all know. If you ain't coming with your heart, you ain't going to be forgiven, because you got to fulfill your word. You got to be about your word, man. Now you putting in that real work. Like, see, that's why I teach people spirituality, because I said, man, these niggas is hungry, man. People is hungry. They so money hungry that they'll use you for anything that you got. And if I'm showing you some information that deals with a higher perspective of reality, where literally, if I'm showing you something of a higher perspective of reality, but financially it can set you free, I'm telling you, or it can make you free, tap into it. And baptism is one of them. You need baptism by water and baptism by fire. And our sister Jasmine knows the process. She is actually going to be my assistant for the event. All right? She's going to be my priestess, my assistant priestess. She's going to be the scientist and I'll be the surgeon. Or I'll be the scientist and she'll be the surgeon. Either way, both of them, just like God's messengers, wear all white, just like how you're going to be wearing all white after the baptism. All right? But you come as you are when you come to the baptism. You come as you are. Now, I told people how this baptism goes. I'm not dunking you in the water. I'm not doing no crazy stuff. I got videos on the baptism, how it's going to take place. But in a real simple analysis, you basically like this. When you come up, you need two sponsors. You need two people to say that you're a good person. First, that you had a letter. You said, I'm coming. Now, when you say I'm coming, because a gentleman and a lady always basically announces themselves before they come. And then what you do is, when you come and send it through certified mail, Jasmine signs it off. I have a declaration of trust that's going to be waiting for you upon the commencement of your baptism. Now, when you come as you are. Now, me and Jasmine is going to be right there. We're going to be right there. And what we're going to do is, you're going to turn around to the people. We all going to be facing the people. All right? We all going to be facing the people. Now, only thing you do is like this. You go like this. You put your hands like this. Left over right. And then you go down inside the water. You go down inside the water. All right? But you first go like this. I'm going to tell y'all. When you first line up, you're like this. All right? Now, me and Jasmine will put our hand on your shoulder. Just our hand on your shoulder. Okay? Now, you're like this. When you go down in the water, you put the left over the right. All right? And you go down in the water, and then you come up. Resurrected like that. And then you go like that once again. All right? And me and Jasmine, Sister Lamel, she who embodies the spirit of melanin, which is going to be my assistant priestess at the point. Me and her going to have our hand on your shoulder. All right? And as you come up, we're going to raise our hand and put it on your elbow, meaning that you have been initiated. All right? And that's completion of your water baptism. Then you have to go through your fire baptism. I'm not going to disclose that, because everybody has their own fire baptism that they have to go through in this. But you need to go through the water baptism for the fire baptism. You might say, why is that, Lamel? Why do I need to go through the water baptism before the fire baptism? I'm going to tell you, because if you don't have the water from the water baptism, which the water that you got from going in the water, which went inside your pores, you're not going to be able to put out the fire, because the fire is put out from you sweating. When you sweat and then it comes out. The water comes out of you. That same water that you was baptized with, that went inside you, because there's certain water that you got washed with. Now let me tell y'all something about baptism. You got immersionary baptism and you got a fusionary baptism. A lot of y'all think that y'all got baptized. Y'all haven't got baptized at all. I'm telling you the truth about that. Go take your paperwork and go expunge some debt and tell me if you really got baptized. You really didn't get baptized, honey. You got a certificate. All right? And you can go back to the Trading with the Enemy Act, and that's connected with that. All right? You shouldn't be issued no damn certificate or no license when it comes to baptism. That doesn't mix with your baptism. All right? You are issued or inscribed a declaration of trust. A declaration of trust upon commencement of your baptism. You got a immersionary and a fusionary baptism. A fusionary baptism is when the water is sprinkled on y'all, because that's what literally happened. The water got sprinkled on everybody because you don't have an 8.5 by 14 chattel paper of your declaration of trust or talking about the commencement of your baptism. You know what I mean? The fidelity of your word. You don't have nothing. You don't have nothing stating that on that type of situation. All right, now, as we know, baptism is for the remission of all debt. Of all debt. Including electric bills. Including, student loans. Including cable bills. Including a mortgage, which means a dead pledge anyway. Including all these things. It's to set off the debt obligation through a baptism. All right? But that's through immersionary baptism as opposed to a fusionary baptism. All right? Now, like I said, a fusionary is the sprinkling of the water. Immersionary is when you immerse fully in the water. You go down. You go down in the water. You 100% in. Yeah. Yeah. You 100% in, but that's what real baptism is. I'm telling you. Now, it's counterfeits. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you think about it, you go back to John the Baptist. When they consulted John the Baptist, they said, man, Jesus and his messiahs, they baptizing people too. John the Baptist was cool with it. But I'm telling you, after Jesus, or what you consider be the Messiah, was baptizing people, but even though this goes back to ancient Egypt and various other places as far as evolution, let me tell you, it's various other people going out doing counterfeit baptism. Counterfeit baptism. Like I said, your baptism should be on it should be a declaration of trust. It should be on an 8.5 by 14 chattel paper, and it should slaughter any damn thing in your way, because God is supreme. Period. And that is the commencement of your word and fidelity. And that's what baptism is about. But when you go back, that's immersionary as opposed to a fusionary baptism. Hopefully y'all got me. And I'm not trying to offend nobody that's affiliated with the church or anything like that. I'm not trying to offend y'all. I'm just telling you, you just got fusionary baptism. You didn't get immersionary baptism. They only really sprinkle water on you. Even if they dump your ass in there, they gave you a certificate. They gave you a fusionary baptism. They didn't give you immersionary baptism. All right. So now, like I said, going back to the fire baptism, the only way you can get baptized by fire, you have to be baptized by Johanna or the Baptist first, John the Baptist first, or with the water first. You know why? You know why? Because you need the water that you take from the baptism. You need it. It goes inside your pores. It goes inside your being. It goes inside you. It goes inside you. That water goes inside you when you dipped in. So now, as you going through your fire baptism, you start that water comes out of you, because that is the only thing that can put out the fire. That is the only thing that can put out the fire, because you need that water to put out the fire in the ceremony of the fire baptism. Now, like I said, I'm not even going to go into depth what the fire baptism is about. But I'm going to tell you, you need the water from the water baptism to put out the fire. If you don't have that water, you can't put out the fire. And you might be lost in the corridors of reality. You might get lost in the corridors of reality. So come with your heart. Come with your heart in the right place. December 21st. December 21st in Atlanta, Georgia. Come with your heart in the right place. All right? Get up with Sister Jasmine Shamel, she who embodies the spirit of melanin. Link up with the sister, man. She's putting her heart out here to organize this event. She's doing her best to organize the event. If you want to help out, or if you want the children, you want to have fun, chill with us, and experience some good life. And also, like I said, we're going to, for those that take the rite of passage, those that take the oath, on December 21st, you already know. You only writing with your left hand if you right-handed. If you left-handed, you only write with your right hand. If you eat with your right hand, you no longer eat with your right hand no more. You eat with your left hand for 6 months until June 21st or June 20 something, when the summer solstice comes back. All right, when you switch hands to the right hemisphere of your brain or the right hemisphere of your body, start utilizing your right hand. So that's for all the messiahs in the building. You already know you should be writing with your left. Everybody here should be writing with their left and right hand anyway. Now, if you try to test my chin, I'll show you I can write with my left and my right hand. I can write with both of them at the same damn time if I want. All right, so that's what we doing here. We are creating messiahs, or awakening messiahs, allowing the mothership to land on your mind. Because that's the awakening. That's literally called an awakening. It's when the mothership lands on your mind. All right, so yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. I love y'all. I really love y'all. This was a real good build. Link up with me, inbox me if you want to link, if you really want to be cordial or whatever you want to build, you want to do great things. Just hit me up. Don't be shy. Stop acting like you too modest to want to do something. Link up with a brother for real. We got an event happening December 21st. Now, I'm telling y'all, please come out, man. Please come out. You know, it's going to be healing. It's going to be healing. Somebody needs to be touched. Somebody needs to be touched in a certain sort of way by this word. You say, really? By what word, Lamel? I explained it, how Taurus represents Taurus, how plants from the word, how impregnates with the word. And that's the seed that is Luke 8:11, which is the seed, which is the 181. Back again, supreme grandmother and grandfather mathematics. Hebrews chapter 8 verse 10. Yeah, it's the seed. This is the seed that's nourished, because let me tell y'all something. First things first, that seed needs to land on a fertile ground, and that has to be your heart. Ladies and gentlemen, gods and goddesses, kings and queens, emperors and empresses, and most of all, messiahs. That seed has to land on a fertile ground. Link up with me, please. Everybody on here, link up, inbox me. Guess what? Facebook will, I'm going to tell y'all, if y'all not my friend, Facebook won't allow you to inbox me. So you got to inbox me 2 or 3 times. And stop acting like you shy about it. Don't act like you shy, because I told you to do it. I said link up with me so we can do some stuff, y'all. Real talk, so we can get this money, so we can get happiness, so we can do different things as a people. Link up with me, I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be shy. Facebook will put you in my spam folder. I have to look at my spam once again. You have to like the video. You have to go on my profile, like the video, because they'll think you spam or something like that, because I don't know you, or we don't have no mutual friends. That's what Facebook would do. I'm just telling you, real talk. If you want to link up with me, link up with a real person. I lay my heart on here every time I come on here. Look, listen. Shout out to Salesman. What's up? You already know. Listen, I put my heart on here every time I get on here. Every time I come on here, I lay my heart on here. And you know, I step back for a second. Not because I wasn't doing nothing. I've been writing books for y'all. But another thing, I step back because I've been sharing old videos, because I want y'all to pay attention to the teachings. Or what I'm sharing with y'all, because it's the same thing that I'm telling y'all in reference to this body of the Messiah. Wake up, wake up, wake up, y'all. It's time to wake up. It's time to tap into these forces, man. It's time. It's time. The first thing we're going to take control of is time. It's time. We're going to utilize the codex, the system. All right? Real talk. We're going to utilize a system that they're not utilizing. I'm telling you, that way the energies can creep through. That's why I try and tell y'all that this is so important. Look, man, it's so important. This is why it's so important. I'm going to tell y'all one more reason why this is so really important. If you think about the Gregorian calendar, why did they create the Gregorian calendar? To mess and play with your mind and play with the birth of the Messiah. The same thing as Herod and back in the day. You say, really, that story don't exist? If you think about the story, they talking about when a Messiah was born, they trying to hunt him down and kill him and take him out. The same way they trying to take you out. And then they figured it out. They said, man, no matter what, a Messiah is going to be born. So the only way we can do this shit is just mess up time. And so they started playing with time. They started playing with times. If you think about it, 1542 or 15, I think it's 1542 or something like that. When Pope Gregory the 13th, it sounds like a 13 number again. When he instituted his calendar, he subtracted 10 days out of the month of October from the 5th to the 14th or something like that, from the 4th or to the 14th, something like that. You go check that out. You be like, really? Why would he do that in the month of October? They keep on playing with different shit. And then one thing that they play with is time. Now we have taken time back. This is the codex. Period. And we operate and navigate from the body of the Messiah. All right, that's all I got to say, y'all. And I really affectionately say that from my heart, and I mean it. It ain't no fake shit with this. You know what I'm saying? Because everything I say is mathematically sound. Every image on here has a mathematical principle with your life. It has a mathematical equation to your life. What you got to say, Sister Yisrael? You say, they are also still in seconds and minutes and seconds, and you already know. We move from the seconds. We already know God comes first, which is the dot. God comes first. God comes first. But we move from the seconds, which is the woman. That's the woman. Because she doesn't really come in second, because God comes in first. But more or less, number 2 is the first number that we can associate with life itself. Because we measure time by the seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. We measure time by the seconds. Yeah, the woman. 2, the birth. B, the second letter. B. Or she can be the 3. Yeah, the third planet from the sun. Yeah, because she's all 3 in 1. Man, woman, and child. Facts. All right? So, yeah. It's so much stuff that I can break this stuff down with these numbers, and they don't want no problem. They really don't want no problem. Because, like I told you, if you don't have anything, the only thing if you have is numbers to connect up with this. You know what I'm saying? I go back, I play with the numbers. Like, I can go into the Bible. I can go into the Quran. And I keep on telling people the same story. And then the elders always knew this stuff. They always knew it was the numbers that will always connect the people. Because I say, well, really, let's call upon God. Let's all call God right now. Let's all call upon God right now. Let's all call God right now. You say, really? I don't know. That's not God's name. That's not calling God, God. All right, well, okay. Let's all make that phone call right now. You say, really? Well, what's God's phone number, Lamel? I always tell you, God's phone number is 1. Yeah. You connected with the operator, right? You asked me what was God's, how can we call? Yeah. How can we call upon God? God's phone number is 1. Booyah. There you go. It's real simple. This shit is so simple. It's so basic. No matter what name you come with, I got you with the principle of oneness. I didn't trump you. I didn't trump you because I'm dealing with the numbers. All right? So shout out to everybody that supports the movement. I love y'all. 747, you already know God is good. 24/7, 361 degrees in a circle. You know why it's 361 degrees in a circle. That's the 19 times the 19 operating in the square. 361. Yeah, equaling 1, equaling 10. 1. Oneness, 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 oneness. Wake up. Wake up. Let the mothership land upon your mind. Let the mothership land upon your mind. Real talk, man. Real talk. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to y'all. This was a real good build. I had to give y'all 1,000%. I had to give y'all 1,000%, no joke. I ain't come on for a couple days. I want y'all to pay attention, man, to these lessons, man. Upgrade your technology, man. It's so much shit that is going on that will swoop you. That will literally swoop you. And if you not really studied up, prayed up, chanted up, meditated up, exercised up, you ain't gonna live. If you not loving somebody, like just loving somebody, just hugging somebody, like let me love you, let me love you, let me hug you, let me hold you. You are not living. Ladies and gentlemen, gods and goddesses, kings and queens, emperors and empresses, please don't sleep on this movement because they sleeping on me, yo. They really sleeping on me. But when this shit blow up, when this thing blow up, all I gotta just tell y'all is game over. Game over. Game over, period. Game over. Put this work in, y'all. Let's go. Shout out to my 141s. Shout out to my 414s that already know the 411. You already know. Shout out. Shout out to you. Shout out to my 515s. Whatever area code you in, put the shit in the comment section. You relevant. You relevant. Put it in the comment section. Shout out to my 515s, my 151s that already know that you got magic, right? Which is divination, sorcery, black magic, white magic. But the best magic is love, because they all bow down to that 1/4, which is love, which is the greatest magic of them all. Shout out to my 515. Shout out to my 616s. You already know. Shout out to my 850s, my 956, my 956s. Shout out to my 616s. You already know that's in the lion's den right now. In the lion's den. Daniel chapter 616. In the lion's den right now. Matthew chapter 6. Verse, we'll do that. Verse 16 or verse 6. Matthew. Shout out to everybody in the lion's den. You already know. They always test your power in the lion's den. Shout out to my 311s. Shout out to my 503s. Shout out. Shout out. Shout out to you if you in here. You relevant. I love you long time. Shout out. Shout out to my 717s, my 171s. You already know God's kingdom is like 7-Eleven. It's open 24/7, honey. Yeah. Shout out. Shout out to my 181s, my 818s. Living in that 818 right now. You already know that the seed is the word of God. The seed is the word of God. That's the 181s, the 818s that's following that 8-pointed star right now. Did I have to show y'all again? The hourglass is running out. The hourglass, I gave y'all a whole lesson on the 8-pointed star, which was Cassiopeia. Y'all already know what it is. Don't let nobody smoke you out. Alright, the 8-pointed star is Cassiopeia. Shout out to my 181s. Are you in the building? All my sisters of the north. My sisters of the north. My sons. All my sons. All my sons. Shout out to all my sons. You say, really, Lamel? I'm not your son. You my son because you shine like one. You my son because you shine like one. Shout out to my sons. My sisters of the north. Following the northern polarity. The North Pole right now. Shout out. Shout out. Yo, I'm just playing with numbers. I'm just doing this number situation. I'm just playing with numbers. Last but not leasties. Yeah, the sisters of the North. Shout out to my sons. Listen, I call you son because you shine like one. Shout out to my sisters of the North. All right. Last but not least, shout out to my 919s. My 191s. Somebody calling 911 right now because somebody got to fulfill their purpose. You already know that's your calling. Somebody calling 911. Yeah. You was gone till November, huh? You was gone till November. Shout out to my 919s. My 919s, my 191s. You already know. I'ma say this. The only way you get out of the matrix is you gotta be called, right? My 919s, my 911s. Yeah. The only way you get out of the matrix is you gotta be called. Let's go. Fulfill your purpose, man. Y'all got many purposes. You might be going down the road. You might say, yo, Lamel, I went the wrong place. Make it a straight line, man. Figure it out. You already know what it's hitting for, homie. Make it a home run. Make it a home run. Home is where your heart and your happiness is. Home is where your heart and happiness is. We moving towards that destination. We moving towards that destination. Follow the turtle. Follow the turtle. Follow the turtle. We in the matrix, Lamel. We want to follow the rabbit. No, follow the damn turtle. We in the real matrix, honey. We in the real matrix. Follow the turtle. Real talk. Shout out to Sister Yisrael. You already know. I love y'all, man. Look, I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to give y'all 2 commandments before I leave here. I'm going to say this. Look. Love the Most High God, whatever universal principle that you connected with. I told y'all that. I don't care about the name. I care about the number, which is number 1, honey. Love it with all your heart. Everything that you got inside you. The next principle is this. Love your neighbor like yourself. Don't love yourself like your neighbor. Don't get it backwards. Love your neighbor like yourself, man. And I'm not talking about everybody's your neighbor, too. I'm not saying that. We need to build a community. We need to build family here. Those are your neighbors. Everybody else ain't your neighbors. Alright? We keep it real. Everybody else ain't your neighbor. We ain't keeping it buddy with people like that. Alright? But you love your neighbors like yourself. We're going to build a nice community. We're going to build a nice family. A nice gemma. We're going to build that. But you love your family, your neighbor, like yourself. Not the other way around. We need to have an empathic, we need to have empathy within our situation with serving one another, y'all. That's what we here for. That's what we here for, man. We here for serve one another. I'm telling you. So you can take it back to a biblical story when what you consider to be God asked Abraham or somebody like that, or even if you don't believe in it. Okay, don't believe in it. Figuratively speaking, when he asked him to bring back 1,000 or 100, he said, man, whoa, I can't get 1,000 or 100 subscribers, God. That's too many. I can't get that many subscribers, people to subscribe to your word. He said, man, well, look, give me 10. He said, man, I can't even get 10 subscribers, man. These people got ADD or ADHD, God. Nowadays, I need to mix it up. God said, well, look, just bring back one. He said, bring back one? That's a lot. I'm going to bring back one. That's a lot. I'm going to bring back one. And God said, you know what? That is a lot. That is a lot you bring it back. That's 100% that you bring it back. Because no matter what, if he asks you to bring back 110, or even if he asks you to bring back 1,000 or 1, you still brought back that 100%. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. I want you to think about that in the road that you're traveling right now. That's a whole lot. On this path that you on, that's a short road. Or you walking on a long walk on a short path. Either way about it. I'm telling you, it's a journey. It's a marathon. It's really a marathon. You got to be in it to win it. You can't be in it for a week. You can't be in it for a month. You can't be in it for a live feed or two. You got to be putting in this work, honey. I'm telling you. Real talk. So I love y'all. That's all I got to say. And I'm speaking to somebody here. I'm speaking to somebody. Real talk. Not only you, I'm speaking to myself. All right? Nobody's above the next person here. We all special. We all got special qualities, but nobody's above the next person, y'all. It's a marathon. It's really a marathon, sis. Just know that. You're going to have certain signs. Along this journey of life, you're going to have certain signs. One of those signs that God might show you might be a damn stop sign. You say, really? Yeah. God will show you many stop signs. Along your path, the road that you're traveling on, this journey, God will show you many signs. And one of them so happens to be a stop sign. All right? Real talk. I love y'all. 747-24/7. That means God is good, man. For real, man. You gotta appreciate certain things. I appreciate what I have and what I don't have. I learned to do that as a man. I learned to appreciate what I have and what I don't have, y'all. To equal happiness, I learned to appreciate what I have and what I don't have. And people will get that. You'll get that. You'll get that if you haven't got it already. And that's when you'll have true peace. That's when you'll have true peace. True peace. Shout out to Salesman. You already know, my brother, keep your head up. Keep working hard on your craft. Shout out to Sister Shelly in the Bahamas. Shout out to Brother Sidhu in Algeria. Thank you for supporting. Shout out to Sister Jasmine in Atlanta holding us down. Shout out to Du Yin in Vietnam. Shout out. Shout out to Sister Chocolate. You already know my nephew Marlon in the building. Love him. You already know what it is. Who else in here? Shout out to Sister Yisrael in the building, holding it down for the Hebrew family. Love you. Shout out. Shout out. Shout out to Sister Precious. Love her. Love y'all, man. Shout out to you if you ain't here. Shout out to Sister Jamila. Sister Jamila. Shout out. I love y'all, man. I'm really feeling good. I'm really feeling good. I'm feeling good, y'all. So I'm about to sign off. Look, make sure y'all get my books. If y'all don't got my books, guess what? I'll put the PayPal in there. I'll put the PayPal in if you want my books. Look, I'm going to show y'all my books. These are the latest books from yours truly. Make sure y'all support the movement. Alright? I broke down the 8-pointed star in this book, which is the Scroll of Halloween. Another book, part 2, which is the Thanksgiving Massacre, is about to drop. Alright? Which is the Festival of Harvest. These are the books of the Festivals of Harvest. I'm putting that down. That's going to be part 2 of the Scroll of Halloween, but they're really the Festivals of Harvest. And the Festivals of Harvest is the Scroll of Halloween and the Thanksgiving Massacre. Alright? They are associated with Haley's Comet. I broke that down. You should all have this as a commodity. This is the 141 Hand Manual Introduction to Magic and Divination. This is a must-have. You can get this off of Amazon. If you get it off of Amazon, they'll pay me 2 months later. So I suggest you not get it off of Amazon. I suggest that you get it from me. Straight up. Because they pay me 2 months later. If you want me to get it 2 months later, cool. No problem. I have no problem with that. But, and then there's other books that I got 7 books out right now. Support the movement. If you just look up Lazarus Lamel, you can Google my ass. It's like, really? Yeah. Google Lazarus Lamel. And you'll find my work. You'll find anything that I'm doing. You might even, yeah. It is what it is. I love y'all, but inbox me, man. Link up. Shout out to the people. Cool.